Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the 7-figure skill stack. If you've been in the space at all of online making money, of the creator economy, any of this stuff, you've probably heard about skill stacking. Maybe guys like Dan Coe or some of these people online who are talking about you learn skills and then you make money with those skills. I've used my skills to make money. I've gone through this myself, so I want to walk you through what skills you need to learn to actually make this work. There's a lot of distraction, there's a lot of noise out there, and I was definitely one of those people who got distracted by the noise, got distracted by this podcast, that podcast, this business model, that business model. I've, started and stopped so many times, but after a couple years of really getting traction and getting into the 7-figure range of, making a few $1,000,000 online, top line revenue, not profit, but still learning to, put the skills together to sell products and to actually make it work online. I want to share some of that journey, some of that path with you so you know like what you need to learn. So let's just jump right into it. The first skill that you need to learn when you're getting into this online space, when you're dipping your toes, when you're like, okay, how do I make money? How do I get this to work? The first skill is really copywriting. You've probably heard that before, but it's the skill that ties everything else together. When I was getting started, I had all these ideas. I was going to start this brand. I was going to start this keto brand. And I thought that you could just get a product, put a label on it, and then people would just care about it. But I didn't understand that you need to emotionally connect with the people that you are selling to. And this is something that is so crucial to learn early on, because it's going to carry over into any business that you try to start. If people don't care about what you're doing, if you can't communicate what you're doing in a way that's attractive to them, in a way that they actually want the thing, then no one's going to give a shit. Like, no one is going to care. And this goes for everything. It's like starting a YouTube channel, making TikToks, growing on Instagram, selling products, building a brand, creating an agency. Copywriting you can think of as just code for making people care, because it's really learning how to package things up in a way that people want them. And when it comes down to it, that is so much of the game. It's like, you've probably had that experience where you're starting and kind of nobody cares. Maybe you're starting to do some outreach, maybe you're starting to try to sell something and it seems like nobody really cares about what you're doing. Well, that's because you lack the skill of making it attractive to those people. And so when you look at skill stacking, you're like, what do I need to learn in this online business world? What do I need to do to stand out, to grow my business, to start making a few $1,000s and then a few $100,000 and so on and so forth online? It's learning the skill of communicating what you're doing and making it attractive. So you need to learn copywriting. You need to learn how to either speak or write so that you can explain, so that you can get the message across that people want what you have. And this takes some time. There's books on it. I've made a mini free course about it. You can grab it down below if you want. I just obsessed over it. I started listening to podcasts. I started reading books. I started practicing copying out famous sales letters. I started writing sample emails for brands. And it takes a little bit to get going, but pretty quickly you're going to start to learn, what it looks like to write persuasively. You're going to start to notice how you're writing. The same product could be written about in two different ways. One way makes it like super attractive and the other way is kind of like, man, nobody cares. So learning copywriting is the first step. People describe copywriting sometimes as like the written word of sales. So you could also say that sales is the first skill to learn as well. For instance, if my YouTube channel is to sell a program or a course I have, then I would be using my words to say, listen, I've got a course down below. It's going to show you exactly what you need to do to make your first $2,000 to $3,000 online, even if you have no experience. It goes step by step. It gives examples. It's totally free. You can hit the link below and grab it right now so you can get started learning the skills you need to make money online. That's selling. That's walking someone through, the process of them getting interested in what I have, building desire for what I have, and then taking action on what I have, which is downloading the free course. And I will drop some free courses down there, so you should get them because they will show you what to do. I do have a free resource on how I got to 10K a month with email freelancing. But I'll drop that down below. So the first thing is learning the skill. You got to mess around. You got to learn. You got to get some. Just get decent at copywriting and emotional connection, at attracting attention with what you do. It's writing, but like even think like YouTube thumbnails. Think TikTok hooks. The first few seconds of getting attention. Building attention is what you need to do. In order to start to really understand how copywriting works and the power behind it. So that's the first skill you need to learn. The second skill is more of a soft skill than a hard skill, and it's just persistence. It's learning how to persist, how to not give up. When you start a new project, you're going to be excited about it for like one day and then you're going to quit. I was talking to a couple guys last night, and I was saying how when I buckled down and got serious about freelancing, I really had to get serious with myself about what I needed to do. Like I built the skill. I had practiced. I was like, I was good enough. But then I wasn't pitching people. I wasn't reaching out and pitching my service to people so that I could actually get paid, which is what we all want, right? We want to get paid. And so the next skill was just learning the boring art of getting the work done, which was pitching companies, making lists of brands that I wanted to write for, work for, making, writing those outreach messages, which is copywriting in and of itself. And it was doing the work of making the connections. So this is super key, whether you're pitching, whether you're cold pitching people and writing DMs or emails, cold emails, or even making connections. Like this goes along with the second skill. The second skill is like your network. It's connecting, because clients and your network and your friends, they should all kind of overlap. If you make connections, you're going to get opportunities to work with people to get paid for your writing or your YouTube thumbnails or whatever the service is that you're doing. And so as you grow your network, you grow your net worth. It's that kind of thing, right? The more hands you shake, the more money you make. But this skill is like the application part. So many people watch the YouTube videos like this, how to do this, the only skill you need in 2024, like all these money-making skills. And I know what that's like to watch those, but then they don't do the work. They don't apply it. And so the second skill you need is to be like, listen, for 2 to 3 months, I'm just going to learn consistency. I'm going to learn persistence. I'm going to write an email every day, or I'm going to pitch 10 people every day. I'm going to DM 5 people on Instagram every day. And I'm going to try to improve each time to make it more attractive. Hey, I'll make 3 YouTube thumbnails for you for free. Whatever. You got to figure out your offer, which is making that, whatever you have, making it attractive to the people that you want to attract. But that's the next thing. So it's like, just the persistence of going through and actually doing it. Get serious. Put 90 days in the calendar. I remember saying to myself, it was about 2 years ago, almost exactly. It was dead broke. I was trying to make money online, and I was like, I need to take this seriously. Even when it feels stupid, on a Saturday to send messages and to send DMs and to pitch people, hey, I want to write emails for you. I did that, and it built the skill of just sitting down and doing the work. You don't have to do that forever because you're going to get momentum, but this is the second skill is really more of just that soft skill of discipline, of consistency, of taking what you learned, which you can do in like 2 weeks. You can become good enough at copywriting. Get on some email lists, study some stuff, write some practice emails, see what people are doing. Then you're good enough to start pitching. And that next skill is really just the consistency part. There's no way around it. Take 3 months, get like locked in, as they say, and send your messages or whatever you need to do to be consistent. Post your videos, whatever it is. But that's the second piece in this skill stack situation that honestly slowed me down. I would start and stop, and if I'd started sooner, I was good enough. Like my copy was good enough, my skill set was good enough, and most people do that. They'll get good enough, but they won't put in the reps. So the second skill, put in the reps. And if you don't even watch, another video at all, and right now you just go and you're like, okay, I know that's where I'm stuck, then this is your signal to just lock in, do the reps of what you need to do. The third skill, and this is going to be the last one as well, is learning how to build something. Because if you can learn to sell, and if you can learn to pitch, and you can learn to build a product, whether that's a digital product, a coaching product, like a service, if you can learn to kind of build and package something, and you can learn to sell it, then you're unstoppable. That's where you go from like 6 figures. That's where you go from like 10 to 20K a month to like 100K months, because people can buy the product from you and you know how to get people's attention so they get interested in it. But if you can also build that product yourself, suddenly they're buying it. You know, this goes for digital and physical products. Like, here's an example. Here's this pack of sea salt. It's this brand. If you learn copywriting, and then you stack that with, there's a few more skills with physical products. There's branding. There's then you got to learn Facebook ads, stuff like that. I have another video about that. But you stack those together. But if you can learn to build a product that's your own, and you learn how to sell it, which is the copywriting and the pitching and the distribution and the getting attention, you're kind of unstoppable. Then you just do more selling of the product that you've built, and that's how you get to $1 million, a year, or eventually even $1 million a month. Hope this was helpful. It took me a long time to learn this shit. I know some of this is like, you've probably heard this before, but this did work for me. It was getting obsessed about learning the skill. It was building the discipline of sending those messages. And it was one breakthrough. It was getting a client who ended up paying me over 10K a month, just one client, because I learned email marketing and I pitched it to them. And then I learned from that. I learned more about branding. I learned more about building. I learned other skill sets that contributed to then launching my own brand and selling stuff on Shopify with my own brand. So wherever you want to end up, learn the skill and then put in the consistency to just get some results with it. Most people will dabble with number one and they'll say they learned copywriting, but then they won't put in any practice. They won't put in the actual reps, and they won't get any results. That's the video. Drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll talk to you guys soon.